Okay, welcome back to day 105. I have so much going on that I don't even want to think about because I just watched the third episode of the third season of Sabrina, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. It's not a good show at all. It's not even a little bit. Plots that could be going over seasons or episodes boil down to one episode. This one is a prime example of like The Crown. It doesn't even have like a main plot and a side plot. It's just they're all side plots kind of pushed together. It's not good. I think the biggest annoyance is when they throw out these claims of like, oh, this relic has never been found. It's been lost for so long. From when Sabrina goes to school to the time, no, even after that. So like school started, lunch, Ambrose found this artifact for Sabrina in a few hours. Just saying. And then having that, and then finding it because we're like, oh, it's gonna be like trials, it's gonna be hard to get to, it's not gonna just be so easy, they're not gonna actually physically be able to get it. And then, spoilers, they do, it's right there, it's easy to grab. Yeah, there's a guardian. It's like, oh, I thought he was gonna kill you, or you killed each other, or you know, different things. However, it's the whole fight was done like that. It's gone. It was over, and it just was annoying. It's annoying that's so annoying. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it besides how bad it is. But yeah, it's so bad. It's awful. I'm not invested in the romance of anyone. The person that the likes hasn't been in how many episodes by now? And he's just kind of now there, which I feel like is my favorite relationship out of the whole thing. But then Theo likes Robin, but Robin's new, and Robin has a really ugly red baseball cap, which, spoilers, I already looked up because I was like, okay, there's a reason he has this really ugly baseball cap. So I decided to look it up, and I don't know the details, but hopefully there's a reason it's a red baseball cap, because Harvey literally wore like earmuff hats, like the hunter hats that cover their actual ears. A red baseball cap literally doesn't cover his ears. So like, is it magic that makes his ears look normal? Then why? If Spock can cover his ears, cover your gosh darn ears. You can see his ears. And then, as a trans guy, I can call this out. Like, I know where Theo was like, oh, I wasn't always like Theo. And no shade to the actor, no shade. But having to be like, oh, I'm not always been Theo. And Robin like, oh, you know, who cares? But it's like, it wasn't that I was always Theo. It was like, oh, I didn't always look like this. Look like what? I don't even think at that point the actor has had top surgery yet. Maybe I'm wrong. But I don't think the actor takes testosterone. And I know that they were gonna have Theo previously come out in the pilot. So it's like, I don't know. It really is like not great. Especially since, no offense, like Theo back in like the first season didn't dress femininely. I don't think really changed much at all, if I'm not mistaken. I know one time he wore a dress, but literally all that it kind of looks like is socially transitioned more than medically. If I'm not really getting it, if Theo supposedly is medically transitioning, they never mentioned it. They never even mentioned if the actor or the character had top surgery or anything. So that's like, oh, I wasn't always Theo. It's like, yeah, well, okay. Like, socially you transition. I thought it would be kind of more conversation about being trans in general. Like, hey, you know, I know that, you know, I use these pronouns, but no. No. And then, with Robin, with the ears and the hat, it's just bad. It's just bad. And then why did you take an actor from Riverdale if in that episode they went to Riverdale, like the actual physical place, and then it's like, oh, Sabrina, the queen of hell, the person who's been to hell, whose question mark biological father is Satan, who is a witch, who grew up with the witches, who's done all that, who fought against the Dark Lord or Satan himself, said that she was scared to go to Riverdale, the place that some murders, which she has killed, pretty much. I'm pretty sure. She's killed. She's seen death. She has killed because she killed Agatha, who came back to life. Doesn't matter. So it's to be like, oh, Riverdale's so scary. It's like, okay, drugs and a murderer, I think, maybe multiple. I don't know. That's the best I got. I guess I have a gang, but I see enough quotes and I'm like, I'm not really, no. And again, this is third season. I haven't watched or looked into anything because I don't care enough. But I don't know. There's just so much. It's just so bad. And then at the beginning of the series, and by beginning or season, the woman, I don't know what her name is, the black weird sister character in Ambrose, I'll remember it. I'll remember it eventually. They went on an adventure and it felt like you're very much randomly put into little time periods, like just dropped in on them, but it should have been done in a very interesting kind of way, like maybe having them be like battling someone and just like really emphasize that you're just cutting into their story without being like not actually point out that you're just dropping in on their story. Don't, and then be like kept dropping in on it and like really feel like you're just dropping in on them more than whatever the hell they did where you pretending they're showing you things. And then I was like, what's the point of getting Blackwell unless we're going to use him to lock the Dark Lord in, because that's the only reason why they need a physical body. That episode 2, they found him and they brought him back and they locked, and like all of that happened. All of that in one episode. And then having I don't know, to give it, I don't know the episode, the season 4. Yeah, I think season 3. I don't even remember anymore. I think so. I know she went to purgatory, she went to hell, and then they made a joke about going to heaven. I think it'd be interesting if they actually did that, because she is, for multiple reasons, all 3 of them, like she's like mortal because she's half mortal, so that's why she could go to purgatory. She was baptized so she can go to heaven, and she was sworn into the dark book, whatever Satan book, so she can be a witch and go to hell. It could be really interesting if they emphasize that, and if kind of just like screwed up the whole system. That could be interesting. But no, even if it was done, it wouldn't be done well. Like everything that's going on. Yeah, I was watching a compilation of moments from Unus Annus, and I remembered I watched it in one of their videos. I think it was their Valentine's Day video. Mark was wearing a Game Grumps shirt, which they currently are still selling, by the way. But he was wearing that in this episode. Ethan's wearing a Real Good shirt, which is an Aaron Hansen brand, which is Aaron Hansen as a member of the Game Grumps, blah blah. So I don't know, that was pretty interesting. Really cute. And then the one guy who's trying to, a prince of hell, is trying to get the throne that Sabrina doesn't even want, but she wants to change it. It's just like her motivation isn't prominent. Like, she's like, doesn't think ahead that she should do these things. I think it could be really interesting if she was so good she was willing to sacrifice herself for the good. Like when she wrote her name in the book, I think she sacrificed her soul for all the people in her town. So like if she's like, yeah, we'll take the crown, and then like on purpose she took the crown to change how, or she will take these roles to purposely switch things or whatever. I think that could be really interesting, but she didn't, and the show doesn't emphasize that she's like a good person. It can actually emphasize that she's not a good person, especially at the end of season 1 where she had that really bad wig. Is that season 1? I think so. Things happen so fast. The only scene of Harvey and Sabrina that I actually liked in this series is in the first episode where it's her birthday on Halloween and they were dancing and stuff, and the necklace, really cute. I don't care about Nick, I don't care about anything, any of that. I don't, and I don't know why they're separating Sabrina so much from Harvey, because I thought it was gonna be like, oh, will they, won't they, and then they just a full won't they versus will they, won't they, and then, but in the original and in the comics, I'm pretty sure I thought, but I don't know about anything about the comics, they're supposed to be together. And in the original series, especially until she gets to college, the 90s one, I think when they go to college, it kind of went, oh, don't do that. If I rewatch it, I probably would end there. Just, I'm good. But you know they'd end up together. And I think it had a really much better balance of things, of family life and being a witch, or normal life and being a witch. Obviously they want to go darker and grittier and whatever, and obviously you can do that, but I just think it's not well done. The plot isn't well done. The writing is definitely not well done. I don't know. I kind of liked the way Theo came out, but like when he came out, the problem was that the actor helped a lot with that. Apparently it was going to be a garbage fire before they changed it. I'm glad they did. But even that was kind of odd, because as a trans guy, I didn't think Theo was a trans guy. I thought he was an intersex person. So, like, maybe grew up male and started to, like, at puberty, like, was, like, already transitioned, like, socially, or trying to transition socially into a woman, but apparently not, because the way that they said it was really odd, because they're like, what's in your shirt? And I'm like, what's in his shirt? What do you mean? And apparently that was their way of being like, I don't know, like, yeah, I got chest. Trans guys have chests. They got boobs. I don't understand what you're trying to say. So, already before even transitioning, he already had a really flat chest, to the point that they are confused by it, or maybe they were trying to be like, why are you acting so masculine when you have a chest? But it didn't come across that way to me at all. I didn't even get to talk about The Witcher. I freaking read more of the book, and that's a whole heap of problems.